All right, we are live for the 137th episode of the
Let's Go podcast. We are back again. Speaking of Let's Go, we got a lot going on. Before we start, to everyone listening, and we'll put it in the title, everyone is invited this Sunday, the HSL Men's Basketball Championship event. Now that I'm thinking about it, we should really get a sponsor for the whole event, probably in the future, because it brings in a lot of people. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces. Anyways, it should be a tremendous event. It's starting from 6, going to 11. We'll have a ton of food. Sponsored by Holy Schnitzel Smash House, Toasted in the Cheese Store. Batter Bobko will be doing tastings at the event. All
Kol Dichfin Yese V'Yechol.
Yes.
You know what that means, Avi? It's from the Haggadah. Whoever wants, come and eat.
Yes, there's a 3-point shootout, an all-star game, 2 championship games, and Smash House, once again, gave me a new cap this year, but they gave me a cap nonetheless because they didn't like how the cap looked last year. We're doing the Smash House 3-quarter shot. If you drain a shot, you can enter into a raffle for winning one Smash House meal every week for the whole year. If only one person hits it, they get it. So come on, come all, Hard Torah, 6 p.m. on Sunday. All right, we're here as we are going to go through Tier 2's Sunday morning power rankings, Tier 1 power rankings, and then nights we'll focus strictly on Tier 2 as we did Tier 1 a couple days ago. You guys see in the right-hand corner or left-hand corner of your screen, David's holding Qualify Protein.
We'll get there soon. Just a
little teaser. So if you guys want entertainment, do not exit out of this podcast. So let's start with the Sunday morning power rankings. Tier 2, Dave, if you have anything to say before we get
So,
into it.
Avi, you're really the power rankings expert. I believe you had, it's 4 teams in the division. It's a small division, small league. There's 4 teams in it. We know we have Donnie Scheinman's team. We have Yaakov Beanstalk's team. We have Rights to Fly, which is my team. And then we have the Battlehawks, which are captained by Sach Feldberg. And you had us number 1 in the power rankings, and they beat us 5-1. I was not at that game.
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
I called Dicker after the game. He said we played a little bit sloppy. He said we also had 10 base hits and couldn't convert. But to me, that's enough to. The history between us is short enough that I think that moves us out of the top seed. I don't know what your feelings are, and then you have the 3 and the 4. Scheinman's team, I'm pretty sure has not got a win yet, right? They've not got a win, so they're a lock for. They're a lock.
They have a minus 25 run differential. Like I don't think there's anywhere. I don't think there's anywhere to put them but 4 in the power rankings.
So and then you have Beanstalk's team, which I think is MS Motors, right?
I'll tell you what's interesting about Beanstalk's team. They're 2-2. And they played the top teams. They played you guys. They played the Battlehawks. However, they only have a minus 2 run differential. So they're like beating up on the bad teams. I guess Simon's team maybe, and they played it close with the Battlehawks, and I think they lost to you twice pretty bad. So they're 2-2, but they're pretty much even in the run differentials. They're a team to look out for because I like to call it raw talent. They have a lot of raw talent. The whole left side of the infield is raw talent. They have a great outfield. They have Mendy Warsh at first. They have Jacob Gallup who's a stud on the mound. Again, they're like a very hit or miss team. They could be a team that could lose to Scheinman's team, and they could be a team that could somehow not even miraculously, but can knock off a 2 seed. Again, the way it's working in Tier 2, being that we only have 4 teams, it's going to be a double elimination, which is why I keep on telling everyone we need 3 weeks to the playoffs for Tier 2 as well, because the 1 seed plays the 4 seed. The 4 needs to beat the 1 twice before the 1 beats the 4 once. The 3 seed plays the 2 seed. The 3 would need to beat the 2 twice before the 2 beats the 3 once. So theoretically, if the 4 seed wins game 1 and the 1 seed wins game 2, you're then going to need another week just to finish out the semifinals. Same with the 2 and 3. So we need, just in case, we do need 3 weeks for the Tier 2 playoffs in case we go to, especially if we want a best of 3 championship, right? For the Tier 2, we're going to need a 3-week playoff. So I think you have Crown Care.
That reminds me, by the way, we had the rainouts last Sunday. It was actively raining during the games. The forecast for Saturday has actually improved a lot. There was supposed to be rain overnight Saturday. I was going to send Alex to work at 6 a.m. on the fields, but it now doesn't look like there will be quite as much rain on Saturday, which is good, very, very good news.
What does it think it's going to end, the rain?
Right now, I'm not sure it's going to be rain at all. Yesterday, it was showing, half an inch of rain in the overnight. But yeah, now it's a chance of rain, and I think it also hasn't really rained much this week, right, Avi? It hasn't
Yeah.
rained, I think, since Sunday.
Yeah,
So the
I don't see
fields,
any.
you
I
don't see
see like
any.
I see a teeny bit at like 5 a.m. and then like
So we got to keep powering along, and people think we're very aggressive with getting the games in, but like there's really no choice. Otherwise, you
yeah.
end up having
And
games in the
and to be
summer, and
honest, we could have been more aggressive. I'm not certain the second game from Wednesday night in our night league would have gotten in fully, but the first half an hour, 45 minutes of that game was pretty dry, from my
yeah.
understanding.
I got bullied by Yitzchok Weiss all day. Yitzchok Weiss was bullying me. The first text
And
I
they
got,
lost. And they lost. They
I
lost.
lost.
You know
The
what's funny?
first,
I got a message from Dicker. For all the garbage that we take for oh, how could you allow these tier two teams into the league? And we'll get into it with the Knights. Oh, they're so bad. It's unfair. It makes the league so it makes it stupid. We don't get any credit for the good teams. And there's two teams in particular. One which I know guys have an agenda against, and we'll get into that. But another one is Yaron Goodstein's team. Who
Good team.
Dicker messaged me right after I think it was either the morning after the night, right after the game ended. Like, who's the captain for the team we played last night? And I'm like, oh yeah, Ron Goodstein. Why? He's like, they're a very good team. So we also brought a lot more new teams into the league. Obviously, unfortunately, a couple of the staples left and started their own league, but we bring in a couple of new teams that are great and a couple of new teams that aren't great. We can't vet every player from every team. We live and we learn, but I just felt good about it. It's always good to add new talent, young talent. Yaron Goodstein's an amazing person, and he's bringing the boys and seem to be like they're very competitive. They knocked off the Tuileries Tigers, who, are championship contenders every year.
what was the score in the game?
Close. I think it was 3-2.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, so I think that so the tier two. So Avi, you didn't give your breakdown though. So who is the number one in the power rankings?
So I have to put the Battlehawks are 2-1. They're one game behind everyone in the schedule. I have to put them at number one. They looked like
They're
just
2-1. That's it.
Yeah, they didn't play that. They didn't play that what's it called weekend. I don't think they had their doubleheader yet.
And what's my team?
You're now 4-1.
4-1. Oh, so they're 2 games behind us.
You're way ahead of everyone else. Yeah, you're way ahead.
Okay. Because on March 10th, when it was cold, Dave did not even give his team a choice. They didn't know there was an option not to play.
Correct.
Because I'm a leader of men. I'm not a leader of women.
Because the right word.
And my wife was even at the game, and my kids.
Yeah, and your
My
kid.
9-month-old daughter. My 9-month-old daughter was at the game, and we had the entire league saying it was too cold.
I told Amy. I said that if you could come out with your kids, I can't believe you pull up for grown men can't come. You're not like you're standing there, for an hour. These grown men can't even come with. At least they'll be moving around a little bit.
So we have 5 games. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was at the game. It was not a Nachamins. He pitched a great game. Your field was a little bit sloppy toward the end. There was a couple of subs. I'm telling you, Battlehawks, who they lose to there when they lost? Who they lose?
They lost to MS Motors. They lost to Beanstalk.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
10-9.
Beanstalk's a very wonky team. Like they could.
Right, I get the point. Yeah.
They looked very smooth. The Battlehawks. Sach Felberg had an unbelievable game. He hit the ball to right field for the first time in my life, and he hit it down the right field line. But their outfield is great. Menachem Davidowitz is phenomenal. Menachem Nyman is phenomenal. They have a really stacked.
I met also Menachem Nyman's father.
When?
So when I was leaving that 8 a.m. game,
His father was
I
playing
saw
Boston.
I saw a gentleman come in who I didn't recognize. So I introduced myself, and he said his last name was Nyman. It might be his uncle. No, but I think it's his father. It's his father. No, I know it's
He's
his father.
playing?
Yeah, so I said, he said this. I said, Menachem Nyman? He said, no, not Menachem. So I could get his name. Hold on. I have his first initial, actually.
He doesn't play
Starts
in
with
that
a
league,
D.
though?
Starts with a D. So he's 48 years old. I asked him how old he was. He looked a little surprised. I said, no, I'm just curious. He said 48. I said, oh, and you have a son, not just who's playing, his son who's captaining. So that's pretty unusual. So I was walking with somebody. I think it was probably Morty Gindoff, my new assistant captain, by the way. Dicker's been demoted. Gindoff is assistant captain. Dicker was...
Gindoff is another one of those guys who's a huge asset to the league in many
Oh,
ways.
tremendous. Unbelievable. I love Morty. So Gindoff was like, what do you mean you also have the Felbergs? I said, true. They said, but that's still pretty unusual, and I don't think Aaron Felberg is an official captain, whereas Menachem Nyman is a Tier 1 captain at a young, precious age. So, so they have this guy Nyman also, who I think is pretty good. He looked good. He had the look of an athlete.
Menachem's a very solid player, especially in Tier 2. He's top of the crop. Tier 1 also.
And they're also getting Muscat. They're getting Muscat playoff eligible. That guy can hit the ball a mile, right? So
they're going to have a great team. Again, I think they held down the fort. Islam was a great game. He did what he does. He doesn't walk guys. He spots the ball. He limited your hitting, and it It was a.
He limited it in big spots because I think we had 10 hits.
He got to have 2 base-loaded jams when I was there.
Wow. Any of them with less than 2 outs?
One of them had 1 out, yeah.
Wow. It's a shame I wasn't there. So, I don't really, Sunday's very
the way you've been hitting, who knows? You might have come up with
I've been hitting better in the day league.
The 2 hottest hitters in the HSL this year have been David Gottlieb and Jason Schlessel.
Jason Schlessel.
And Archie Eichhorn. If I had to give you a top 3 for HSL Tier 1, Tier 2, Sunday morning night, I'm serious. You could clip this. The 3 hottest hitters that I've seen personally this season: 1 Archie Eichhorn, 2 Jason Schlessel, and 3 David Gottlieb.
I don't think you've seen that many base hits from me, though. There was one game where
5 at-bats out of you this season between Sunday morning and night. 3 singles, a walk, and an out.
But my average is not that high.
The games that I missed, you got offers.
Yeah.
But the 3 people who I have witnessed hitting the best this season so far: 1 Archie Eichhorn, who has basically never made an out; 2 Jason Schlessel, and 3 David Gottlieb.
Schlessel ran roughshod over us in the night league. Okay, so we got our tier.
I haven't seen this much of Jason Schlessel ever because I never really ran past him. He's always a Tier 2 player. We never had the night league. He hits a rocket almost every time. Like, there are guys who will pop out 8 out of 10, and the 2 out of 10 times they'll hit rockets. It's also like the opposite. Like, he'll hit a rocket 8 out of 10 and then pop out in the infield 2 out of 10. Like, it's really unbelievable to watch.
Okay, so wait, so who's the 1 seed in the power rankings?
No, so you have. Although you guys are 4-1, you guys have beat up on a lot of bad teams, and I have to put Battlehawks at 1, even though they're 2-1, you're 4-1. The head-to-head matchup, they definitely outplayed you guys, and we'll see. I think you guys are playing them once more before the season ends. Probably will decide first place, assuming you guys don't lose.
There's one interesting side note, about my squad in the power rankings, which is that Nuchem Mintz will, by season's end, have pitched probably in 5 games. Tuvia pitched 1. Nuchem's already pitched 3. He's pitching another 1 this week. Sendy has played in 2 games. He needs 1 more to get eligible. One of the games Sendy played in, he didn't even pitch. Now,
that was the last game.
Right. Nuchem has been having a wonderful season for us as an unpaid, non-rostered player.
Yes.
But Sendy then is allegedly our playoff pitcher.
Well,
so
it might come into play. It might come into play in the for sure in the championship. It'll come into play, best of 3.
Yeah. Oh, in a best of 3 championship. Oh, that's a good point.
And even in the semis, again, Nuchem seems like I don't know if Nuchem would come down to only potentially pitch. I don't know how you'd work that, but
he would.
It is a double elimination. So
I'll get him pizza from. They're not a sponsor, but his sister-in-law owns a pizza store in the 5 towns.
What's pizza does sister-in-law own?
I forgot what it's called. Name me pizza stores. And,
is it Pizza Co? Something Pizza Co?
It might be.
That's JSL's. I think it is.
It might be them. Yeah. Osina, is that where Sharky Osina works?
Yeah, I was thinking of approaching them, but we have Amleth Kosher Pizza now. I'd like to do he seems like I want to talk to Ash about that. I want to try to do something with them, like getting food for the guys at a certain point. I think it'd be awesome. I think Ash would actually underratedly, even though he'll never say he would like the idea, I think he might like the idea, especially that it's his guy that's getting the stuff in. But whatever.
The only thing Ash cares about is hockey. There's nothing else that he cares about. The only he cares about hockey a little bit, maybe. Though I learned that he developed a new changeup, so I said. The guy who doesn't care.
He threw it a lot. I
said the guy who doesn't care at all about softball is developing pitches in the offseason. Wow, it's a big hit.
So I was talking to a couple of the new SYs. This everyone knows, and there's another, the one that Jonas Loader discovered. Soccer. I forgot his last name. He wants to join the league as a regular. A very talented player. He was playing in the Monday Night League. Loader got him to come for his team, and they were playing against Daniel Ash. They're playing on the Lobos. And I was telling them, you'll see Daniel Ash, the guy, no matter what the count is, he will throw the ball as hard as possible every time. And then, he starts sprinkling in these change-ups, every 7 or 8 pitches. And they kind of look at me like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And
okay, let's get to it. All right, got it.
I want to just let Joey Katz know I did not ignore your call for no reason. I'm on a podcast, so I'll call you back, Joey. Anyways... actually, should I make the public service announcement? Now I'll text it on the community. Okay, so now let's get into Tier 1 Sunday mornings. Now, Tier 1, and we have to go through this quick because we have to get into Tier 2 nights, which we didn't address yet. The last podcast was Tier 1 nights. So, very quickly, we'll run through Tier 1, only because once we're here, we might as well go through the power rankings. And we got the qualified pro team.
Well, they're in Tier 1, that's why I'm getting ready.
Oh, you want to do it now? Okay,
no, sure. Once you get to them in the power rankings.
Okay. So there was a lot of drama the last couple weeks of the power rankings. A lot of hock with this new under 5'10" team, which I'll be making my debut for this Sunday at 10 o'clock. against some of my tier 1 team guys, Blisco's
Oh
team.
wow, where's Dan Brun?
Dan Braun only, for the most part, during the regular season, could only pitch the 8 o'clock games. He has his kids' little league at 11 o'clock. So I'll be the 10 o'clock pitcher, and I think if they would like for me to become playoff eligible, they'll have to get me into a third game somehow. I don't know how they'll do it, but that's up to them.
You need to take 2 at bats, no?
Yeah, I need 3 games. 3 games of 3 innings and 2 at bats.
I mean, it seems pretty reasonable for you to go to a game as a designated hitter,
Probably.
take 2 at bats, and then take yourself out of the game and do highlights.
They have 2 10 o'clock games left, I think. So I would.
I'm saying you don't need a pitch. You just need to take a few at bats. That's all.
Right.
All right. Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, there's a lot of hock between them and Venture and the Edgar Agent Bombers up top. You know, Steve and Such have been on my back telling me how their team is different and they're the Bombers. They haven't lost a step. They've only gained. And until this past week, I didn't believe them. I saw my team under 5'10" play. They look great. Dan Braun's been really pitching well. Venture Behavioral Health looked amazing the first couple of games. I know they had a ton of subs. But we are at the point now where we're 5 games into the season for some teams, 4 for others. And the Bombers have looked untouchable ever since the first game. Now, they dropped their first game. They were like, nah, it was cold. And I didn't buy the excuse. But now I'm buying it because the Bombers have not only been beating teams. They beat under 5'10" as a close game. Sure, they blew out. And then again last week, they played Venture again. And the first week was like, oh, they blew us out. We're missing 6 players. And then they come in last week and they blew them out again. My pick, my 1 seed, my pick to win the championship, Venture Behavioral Health, got blown out twice in a row by the Bombers. And I think they have to be, at this point, the undisputed champion. Steve Pollen, I think, or 1 seed. Steve Pollen is pitching the best I have seen him pitch in a 5-game span. He's living up to your nickname, Primetime Pollen.
Primetime Pollen.
The Sheriff is pitching well, not the best I've seen him pitch. He's walking guys, which he never does. He's getting hit a little bit more than usual. He's not pitching bad. Dan Brown's pitching great, but under 5'10", do also have 2 losses. So we'll run through the power rankings quickly. I think you got to put Qualified Protein at 4. They took a very tough loss. They got blown out by Crown Care. So
okay, should we interrupt with a pub?
Yeah, I think
with
so.
a commercial?
Sloan Ross and the boys, you never count them out.
No, you didn't hear what I said. I said, should we interrupt with a commercial now?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that they're 1-3. You never count them out. And speaking of Qualified Protein at 1-3, we have a special entertainment break.
Okay, so yesterday was very rough. I was very tired, and I overfilled the cup. And Hill Schwartz, my new buddy from Forest Hills, who's playing on Tivia's team, PM'd me that was disgusting. He also said, and Shlomo Ross, you could reply to this. He said that it's not real protein. He just eats chicken. That's real protein, not qualified protein. So Shlomo Ross, we need your response to that. And then Yehuda Koenig messaged me that that video should make me question some of my life choices. So I got to do a better job today for Hillel and Yehuda and for Qualified Protein. I might get a cease and desist letter from them if I don't improve my raw dogging performance. So, Avi, do you have any tips for raw dogging?
I don't even know what that means, and I don't know if I want to get into the definition. I've heard a lot of different explanations for that word, and my wife's in the background, so just in case I will. Okay,
so so any tips for how to get a lot of protein powder down quickly?
No tips.
Okay, so I just got to go for it.
I've never really done it. I need to do it because I heard such amazing things about qualifying.
Yeah. Also, there's something about this utensil. It's not really made for it's not made for dumping it into your mouth. I need a different utensil. Maybe I'll go on Reddit. There's probably many communities devoted to raw dogging on Reddit. So I got to make sure to get the right raw dogging.
You're doubling down on all this, Dave. You're doubling down.
I got to make sure to find the right one for raw dogging protein powder. Okay, here we go. Okay, my time on that was actually really good.
You did a good job.
Here's what I need to do. You need to squeeze. Avi, look. You got to squeeze the cup like this so that it goes down more easily into the mouth.
We're going to clip this, and we'll send it in to our boys at Qualified Protein. Qualified Protein, if you're watching, I didn't send it to the chat, but we had one member of our community who didn't just buy 1, not buy 2, but bought 3 massive Qualified Protein barrels.
Wow, who was it?
A couple days ago. You sent me the message. What?
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Right. I mixed it up.
Yeah.
The one who said spotted?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put it on my status, but I forgot to add them.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. The Qualified Protein Challenge, which is sponsored by me, yours truly. Anybody who wants a bottle of this, I'll ship it to your house. You just have to make a video of raw dogging
And they got to post it on
the
the community.
and yeah, in the players chat, in the men's players chat.
Oh,
Ellie
okay.
Jarosowicz reached out to me today. Didn't have a chance to reply. I think he wants some free qualified protein, so he might be the first. He might be the first.
Would love to have Ellie down some. Wait, what does he have to down though? How would he get the protein if he doesn't have the protein?
No, I'm gonna ship it. I'm saying I ship
Well,
it
you
to your
give it to
part.
them and then they'll use it to do it. Got
Right,
it.
it's on tonight. It's on tonight that they make
Right.
one video raw
It's on,
dog.
it's on the honor system, as they say in yeshiva.
It's
On
what?
the it's on the honor system, as they say in yeshiva.
Honor system, yeah.
All right. So, anyways, great. Love that. Thank you, Qualified
Okay.
Protein. We hope to continue to build a fruitful relationship with you guys. So, I
Yes.
think Qualify. With that being said, Qualify is in the bottom of the dungeon. They come in at 4. They have been very disappointing to say the least. They still have 1 and 3. They still have 6 games left, so there's plenty of time for them to prove themselves. Hopefully, they do. Crown Care again with the big win. Still, in my opinion, very much below the top 3 teams in Tier 1. And then we'll rip through quickly the 3 teams. Venture Pay for Health, I have to put them at 3. They've been very disappointing.
Well, they're a very new team. They're a very new team in a way.
Their first 2 games they won commandingly. The third game they lost. The excuses are missing all their guys. And last game they just got outplayed. They had almost everyone there, and they got
Haven't
absolutely
they had a lot of turnover though?
They've had some turnover. They have my boys, my former boys,
Right.
from Brantfield, Zin, Rokach, and Lowinger.
Right.
They have a very good team. They got much younger.
Even though they got younger. Okay, even though it's new. Okay, sometimes it takes teams a little time to find their stride.
I'm still going to put it at 2. They are 3-2. They lost a really close game to the Bombers. I think it was last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. Very solid team, but they do have 2 losses. And then, of course, like I said earlier, Edgar Agent Bombers have been absolute dominant. They're 4-1. The only game they've lost was on opening night. And they lost bad. They lost bad to under 5'10" to my team, but it was freezing cold, and I'm starting to believe the excuses. So that's your standings for now. Bombers in the 1. Congrats, you finally made it back where they belong, as they would say. All right, let's get into the night standings, shall we? As we're coming up at 25.
Should I get my Clear Services jersey or?
Yes, you should.
I think I'm actually just gonna keep this on.
Okay. So let's get into Tier 2. We got 11 teams. Let's see if Dom updated this. Yeah, he did. Good job, Dom. Once updated from April 30th. Yeah, newly updated. Okay. I gotta send out the standings. Okay, so let's go through the tier quickly. I want to get into a couple of things. Coming in at number 11 in the... Dom made a mistake. Oh, the numbers are messed up, that's why. Coming in at number 11, number 11 in the power rankings, you have M&R Asset. Now, M&R Asset is captain by Shragi Osina. The pitcher is our good friend Nachum Mintz. They're a very young team. They're really, a lot of those guys are guys that played when Mo Feintach brought a team last summer. I would actually say that they overall are pretty decent in every position all around. They're young, they're inexperienced. I don't think they're super talented. I think there's room for them to grow talent-wise. They got pretty beat up and mercied pretty bad. We don't have to get into the details in the first game. Again, still a whole season ahead.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about M&R Asset, which is Shragi.
That's Osino, right? Okay,
They
got
have
it.
a
Yeah.
good pitcher. Achim Caden at first base. He played in the Tory tournament. He made it to the championship. He had a good showing.
He also was in the Gridiron Gauntlet.
That's true. Yeah. So Caden's now almost a full-time HSL everything.
Where does he live?
He lives in Flatbush.
Oh no.
He's come back from Israel.
Okay.
Yeah, he won the championships. Demolished Jonas and Loringer's team in the Muncie League in the football and championship. Absolutely destroyed his team. Anyways, so, I would put them at 11. They didn't look pretty their first week, but there's still a lot of room to grow. We're just underway. Coming in at number 10, another team that, again, has not necessarily looked so pretty. They're coming in at 2. The first week they lost like 11-12-5, and this week they lost very bad to one of the top teams in the league, Biggie Meats, is Gourmet Galat. Gourmet Galat is 0-2. Also, a couple of very good pieces. Suchfelber messaged me after the game. He was like, I would take their shortstop, fielder, pitcher, and first baseman or something like that any day of the week. Rest of the guys, I don't know about. Something like that. Like, basically saying that, their team is, they're solid, they're good. they have 4 players who are really solid. The reason why I mention that is because Sach is generally he's very crafty when it comes to building his teams, very particular who he takes. If Sach's messaging me after the game that he'll take these 4 guys, it must mean that they're legit. So they have good talent on their team. They did get beat pretty bad by Biggie Meats. Again, they're new. It's their second game. It's really.
Are they all Bukharian, by the way?
No, they're not. It's 2 Bukharians. Sviki Lieberman, who I know is a good player. Their pitcher is solid. He's pitched in the Lakewood Tier 1B league, so he must be decently solid if he pitched in Tier 1B.
What position does Davidov play?
He actually is one of the better players, if I'm not mistaken. I think
He's extremely good looking.
Yeah, he's in our men's basketball league also.
Yeah. There's this word that I learned that
He's
they
on with
talk
Bizzer.
about.
He's in the ship this Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a word, physiognomy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Physiognomy. And you can figure things out about somebody from the way that they look. So, like, somebody looks like an athlete. We do this subconsciously all the time. So, it's not clear if there's actually research backing it up. It's you say like, oh, this guy looks like a funny person. This guy looks like a smart person. Like, we do this kind of stuff subconsciously all the time. So this guy, he looks like an athlete, I would say. His physiognomy.
And his sponsor is also very, I'm very happy to get them on board. Hopefully we do some more business with them as well.
Should we rank the captains by looks?
We could. Glotmart. Gourmet
what?
Glot.
Gourmet Glot, okay.
Gourmet Glot comes in at number 10. Again, they brought in a couple of non-Jewish players who, from my understanding, is not having the best start to their season, but hopefully they'll pick it up. We'll see how that goes. Coming in at number 9, and this is a tough one because I actually believe that they're a very solid team. I just think they've been playing very poorly, but they are 0-2, and they lost to what we call the Kinderlach pretty badly. Is Plummer Haven. Plummer Haven captain by Shammai Feltman. They have the
whole team was missing, right?
Yeah, they were missing like 5 guys. That's 4 guys. There was like 6 guys there. Liff is on the team. He's a good player. I forgot. They have one kid, Ellie Dax, who was subbed for last week. He nailed my leg, and I have a massive blue mark on my leg, black and blue mark.
Oof.
They have one kid. I forgot his name. I always forget his name. He played in our basketball league on Ellie Dax's team. He's a phenomenal player, a very low-key softball player. Forgetting his name, and I apologize for forgetting. But they have a young team, talented team. They got upset, I think, in the quarterfinals last season in the summer. But they're 0-2. They lost 2 games pretty bad. They got mercied the first week. They lost a bunch of 15-year-olds who we're going to get into soon. I think it was like 9-5 this week. So for now, they're going to come in at number 9 in the power rankings at 0-2. Coming in at number 8, I will have Sharp. Who do I have at 8? 1 second. Coming in at 8.
M&R you did already.
No, not M&R. Coming in at number 8, we have Sharp Management. Now, although
really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Sharp Management is 1-1. 1-1. Both of their games, they controlled the majority of the game. Sharp Management, of course, is high school kids. I can't see the second half. Oh, they only wanted one team named team president on there, so I'll call them Sharp Management. They controlled the majority of both their games. The first game, they let it slip in the later innings and lost to you guys, Clear Services. The second game, they let it slip early. They got it back, and they came back, and they won. They defeated Plummer Haven. So they look good. They have a couple of outfielders who are absolutely phenomenal when it comes to talent. But with that being said, Mr. Gottlieb, we have not yet seen them really face, outside of you guys, in which I think you guys, it was really more you guys giving it up, in my opinion, than them really coming back. I think you guys played very sloppy.
We're against who?
What? Against, when you guys played against the Kinderlach, yeah.
The opposite. They had the lead.
No, but I think you guys played very sloppy to blow it. You guys were up by 1. If you remember, in the 4th, I think it was 2-1 or something.
Oh, that's what you mean.
They went storming ahead. I think you guys played extremely sloppy.
Oh, for some reason, I remember them having clean hits. No,
your third baseman had a couple of errors.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Very sloppy performance.
That's what I mean by sloppy. I see. I have a different definition of sloppy. For me, sloppy is missing the cutoff man, the ball going into the dugout, that kind of thing. Yeah, I got you.
Right. Again,
that's the thing about them. What I want to say is the errors. Yeah, sure. They hit the ball hard. After the game, I said, I don't think they hit one pop-up the entire game.
Correct. Yeah, they hit the ball hard.
And in a tier two, that's going to cause problems.
With that being said, they haven't faced, in my opinion, the top 4 or 5 teams in the league.
And they're inexperienced.
They're inexperienced. They're young. I think they're very talented. I think they'll give everyone a run for their money. But I think as of now, I'm going to have to put them at number 8 in the power rankings. So you got Gourmet Glot at 11. You got, M&R Asset at 11. You got Gourmet Glot at 10. Plumber Haven at 9. Sharp Management at 8. Coming in at 7, and I haven't seen a lot of them, is going to be Crown Care. Now, Crown Care apparently has a very good team. They're own one. They only played one game. I wasn't even there for that game. Maybe I was there for a little bit of that game. I'm not even sure where they played. Let me see who Crown Care played that first week. Crown Care played, let's see. They played Extreme Bend Clean. They lost 10-8. Very high-scoring game. Again, I don't know much about Crown Care, so for now, obviously, Joey Katz puts together good teams. Joey Katz claims that Crown Care this year is one of the best teams in the league, and they'll have to prove it to us. But from what I've seen in Crown Care in general, is they score a lot of runs, they give up a lot of runs. It's what they call a blank show in softball and sports, so they could lose to anyone, they could beat anybody. And early on in the season, they're 0-1, a little bit,
Who's pitching for them?
In my opinion, unstabilized. Who's pitching for Crown Care? That's a good question. Is it Mikey Weiss? I think it's Mikey Weiss.
Got it.
I'm almost certain it's Mikey Weiss. Mikey Weiss is pitching. So Crown Care for now, 0-1 will come in at number 7. Joey Katz, again, like I said, he was pumped about how much he built his team, and I do think they'll compete, but for now they're at 7. Coming in at 6, Dave, is your team, Clear Services, a team that I started to build. You picked up the build in the middle, and I think we put together a very solid team.
It's a little wonky because we didn't build a team in the typical sense where, first I joined late, where you go position by position. We had a collection of guys, so we're still working out the positions. So it's tricky. You mentioned their base error. We had some shortstop errors. We're not sure who's going to be where yet. Yeah, go ahead, Abby. Sorry.
You guys have a very athletic team. I think we've seen the Ellie Sabo, Naftali Hollander combo has worked really well for the most part. Ellie had one glitch, we had a couple of errors, but for the most part, he's been turning really spectacular double plays and really playing well. I think the goal is also to get Shlomo Ross eligible and qualified for that team, which I think would be a huge boost as well. Gordy Gindolf, as he brought up earlier, is a fantastic player and a great addition to the team.
Gindolf is one of the more underrated players in the HSL, in my opinion.
Yes, he is.
And I really, I wouldn't want to lose him next year, but I really think he should join a Tier 1 squad.
I actually was teasing him in the dugout about it. He's like, I want to. If they pick me up, I'll join. And then the pitching situation. The pitching situation is there, so you guys have a shot. You guys don't really have much power. It's a little bit of an issue. It's not
no power.
Gindolf probably has the most power in your team.
Probably.
You guys have a very solidly deep lineup. Avi Crone, I think.
Oh, if Jakob Sabo plays, it's a mystery.
Plays, yeah. Every time Avi Crone I see him play, I feel like he gets another 10 levels better. The guy's.
You know what? He's got a little power also.
Yeah, he drilled one to the trees. So, yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'm underestimating some of the power of these guys, but for now, Clear Services come in at number 6. And so you got M&R at 11. You got Gourmet Glot at 10. Plumber Haven at 9. Sharp Management at 8. Crown Care at 7, Clear Services at 6. Coming in at number 5, this might be a little bit of a hot take, is MCS Jewelry, and I'll tell you why. Coming into the year, they were extremely, extremely unstable. Guys dropping out left and right, Prager getting hurt, this guy dropping out, this guy going to that team. I found them 2 guys by the name of Ellie Turk, and I think his first name is David Prince, who are very good athletes. They both weren't there last week. Fortunately, they could only play Wednesdays, and on the schedule, for some reason, it ended up where they got 3 Wednesdays and 4 Tuesdays. We ended up switching it now, so we'll have 4 Wednesdays at least, and only 3 Tuesdays. But I was there against, when they played this past week against your team, against your team? Yeah.
They came back. We blew a lead.
They have a very solid team. They have a couple pieces that are a little bit iffy, but they overall have a very solid team, a very fun team. They have, in my opinion, one of the top hitters in Tier 2, with Jason Schlossel, who's been raking this year, as we mentioned earlier. I think they're a fun team. I think they're a good team. Their pitcher throws strikes, doesn't walk guys, and I think they'll do well.
Kuti Roberg gets the ball hard every time.
Fantastic first base. They came back. They had an awesome comeback. It's not easy to score 6 runs in 2 innings, no matter who you're playing against. Your team.
Jason Schlossel ran a rough shot over us.
Yeah, your team played has a very solid field and scored 6 runs on a lot of just hit.
We were sloppy also, but yeah.
A little bit, but there's a lot of big hits in the middle. I'm middle doing the game.
I would say on the left side of the infield, we were probably 5 out of 10 in that game, at best.
Right.
But
the team looks good. They're missing 2 of their best players, both outfielders. So we'll see how they do. But for now, they're going to come in at 5. Coming in at 4, we will have Cafe Chocolat. Cave Chocolat is 2-0. Very impressive so far. They're very young. Yaron Goodstein captains them. He warned me going into the season that they're going to win the championship. He said they're going to be
Wow.
Did
he make a guarantee? He guaranteed it?
They so far have been extremely impressive.
What happens if he doesn't get it? What happens if Yaron doesn't?
He didn't guarantee it. He just told me, watch out, we're going to win a championship.
Let me see if I could get a guarantee out of him.
All right, good try. But Yaron, they beat the Tuileries Tigers, who has been a bona fide contender in our league. And you might be asking, so why aren't you putting them ahead of Tuileries? Again, the season's young. It's an 8-game season. They're 2 games in.
7-game season. 7-game season.
It's a 7-game season, 2 games in, young team, 2-0. But the fact they're up there at 4 out of 11, first team, new team into the league right away, I think that in and of itself is a very impressive feat. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Tuileries Tigers. They're always up there in the top 3 seeds in the league. I'm going to be putting them up there again.
They just have trouble closing the deal. Even if they're 7-0, in my opinion, well, they can't be 7-0, 6-1. You cannot, in my opinion, I love the Tuileries Tigers. I'm friends with a lot of guys on the team. I'm now friends with Yitzchak Weiss. We started FaceTiming each other, which is, by the way, Yitzchak Weiss sits at a computer all day. You want someone to FaceTime with in the middle of the day, he's your guy. If you want somebody to hock with. So, friends with a lot of guys on the team, but doesn't seem like they could get over the top. And I love them. And I play with some of them on Sunday, and so Cuties. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'll tell you, there's a little part of me that's happy they lost. I'll tell you why. After the first week where they had this mercy, a couple of them came over to me like, oh, Avi, you told us tier 2 would be competitive, and they just blew the team like it was like 15, 16, nothing. I don't want to mention the score earlier. And now this week, they play another new team in the league and they lose.
They got a little humble pie. Little humble pie for Yitzchak Weiss.
Yeah, but selfishly, it gave me a little bit of credence. Okay, I'm not bringing in teams that get crushed. I'm also bringing in teams that are talented. They lost 3-2. I know they were missing a couple of guys, but they had most of their guys there. They had a very good team, and they lost a very competitive game. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. I had to go home help out the wife, but I heard it was a very competitive game. I followed it on Game Changer a little bit. So they come in at 3. Now, you're down to your final 2 teams, and I am very high in this team. And I was high in them last year. No one believed me. They started the season 4-0. Again, I think they really got upset in the playoffs, just like Shammai Feltman's team did last year. Plummer Haven. Coming in at number 2 is Extreme Bench Cleaning, and that is our boy Yossi Held's team. Asaf Fliegelman, I think, in my opinion, right now is by far the best pitcher in Tier 2. When he's controlling his speed, he is unbelievable. In Tier 1, he's been pitching really well as well. And they just have a great lineup. 1 through 10, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I know all their names, but I watched their game almost in completion. Every one of them hit the ball hard. They're very sound in the field. Their infield is great. Their outfield is great. They just have a great overall deep team, a team that will be competing in every single game. They will never get blown out. I promise you that. They'll be competing in every game. And
this is Baby Billy's from last year's.
And I'll not be shocked if they once again start off, on a 5-0, 6-0, go 6-1.
So who they lose to last year in the summer?
Did they lose to the Robins?
Oh, they lost to the Robins. Okay.
I'm not sure. It was a very close game. It was a very controversial end. Forget who they lost to. It was a very controversial play at the last inning or 2.
And they're short. I believe their shortstop is Avi Rave.
Yeah, but they also have another infielder who's also phenomenal. Rave wasn't there last week, and their other infield shortstop was phenomenal as well. They have a very deep team. They've been playing together for a long time. Asaf at the head is unbelievable, and
Asaf is such a good hitter, also
phenomenal power, all field.
Yeah.
I just saw their game, and they just they're just a great overall team, and for that reason, I had them at number 2. Coming at number 1, and I right now don't think as much of an argument is Biggie Meats. That is Stel Felberg, Ari Slamowitz, whoever you want to say taking the lead over there. They're just very deep. They're very deep. They have a very good team. They're very talented. Like I said earlier, a team that sucks involved with whether he's a captain or not, he's going to, help make sure the team is competitive. And Ari Slamowitz now and Sach, a pitcher again, they've been playing together for 2-3 years now on multiple teams. So the chemistry there is phenomenal. And again, they have a very deep team. And until I see otherwise, until they lose a game, it's hard for me to take them out of 1. Obviously, last year they lost. I think they lost to the Robins. I keep on saying teams lost to the Robins because Robins always beat teams, so I'm scarred. But they lost also last year, I think, in the semifinals. It was either to the Robins or the Black Sox. It was one of them because the Robins played the Black Sox.
So let me see. Let me run Shuli Jaffe.
Yeah, Menachem Lyman. They have a perfect mix of.
Menachem Lyman's on their roster. He didn't make it onto the list here.
They have a perfect mix.
Sperling. Wow, Sperling's on that team.
We'll see if he ever plays. But they have a perfect mix of young talent, good talent, a couple of bangers from Tier 1, and they're a very good team. They're a very good team, and again, until I see them, get outplayed or lose, they're not going to move from the 1 spot. So that's your Tier 2 power rankings. I think I feel pretty good about it. There's a couple of controversial takes, but we'll see what everyone thinks.
Well, we'll see how the season plays out. We'll let it play out.
And also shout out to all of our sponsors. We went over them quick, but Gourmet Glot, Plumber Haven, M&R Asset. M&R Asset we discovered through the Gridiron Gauntlet, so we're happy to have him on board. Crown Care, of course, Sharp Management, MCS Jewelry is our jewelry. I actually ran into her in the cheese store yesterday, Dave, when I was doing my Bob.
Oh, yeah?
review. Yeah, that was pretty cool. She ran by. She's like, oh, you're Avi, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm from MCS Jewelry. I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, I recognize you from the statuses you post. So Twillery, of course. I was at Twillery yesterday. I got to meet a couple of the high ups and the execs, so that was great timing. Totally coincidental. Clear Services, who we love. Extreme Bend Cleaning, Ali Mel Sperling. FA Chocolat, Yaron, thanks for the hookup. And of course, Eitan Walls, our good friend, the Biggie Meats. Shout out to all you guys, and we hope to continue making it an amazing season. And there's our power rankings. Dave, if you have any lasting thoughts before we log out.
A couple last thoughts. Softball season is in full swing. I mean, obviously said it's early in the season, but my team's already played 2 games at night, played 5 games in the morning. Playoffs are right around the corner in the morning league. We're in the thick of softball season where I have to start managing my schedule better. We're going to release the registration soon for Tier 2 Summer. And also...
Yeah, crazy. I already have I have 1 team confirmed and 2 teams pending. It's unbelievable.
That are new.
Yeah, that are not playing right now.
Wow, okay, yeah. I'm going to see if my team wants to run it back. We're definitely losing Craig Stroh as pitcher.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I have 2 teams confirmed and 2 teams pending. I forgot about Craig.
Okay. So, and then the other thing is the Twillery tournament was a big success last year. Unfortunately, it started late. I mean, we have an iconic video of King Yehuda Koenig in the wind. Yehuda Koenig wants to know I was obsessed with him, and the reason I'm obsessed with him is that video of him with the soft music and his jersey billowing in the wind. And he gets out our good friend, who I won't mention his name, on a ground ball to short. Mike Pfeiffer bare hands it, raw dogs it, if you will, throws to first. So, anyway, the tournament ended. It was like 30 degrees and windy. So we're going to really monitor the schedule this year. Me and Avi are going to sit down next week. And
I think we're going to try to get in a week before Sukkot even.
Before Sukkot, and it actually works out pretty nicely. Sukkot is over really early. It's actually going to be hard. We're going to need to finish the summer season.
We'll have the whole October for the tournament. Sukkot is over
Yeah. So I would think we would need to get a game in. And the other thing I want to introduce is, Avi came up with this incredible concept for the basketball championship. We have 4 different sponsors bringing down food. What I would like to do, and we get feedback from people, is I'd like to make the final day of the tournament a Sunday. So maybe we could have a couple of weeknight games, which are really convenient people. But maybe like a family fun Sunday where we have food vendors and stuff for the tournament. A Sunday after Sukkot, start the final, maybe have semis at something like 4 o'clock and then dinner. I don't even know. Maybe it could even all be during the daytime. I don't know. I don't even know why we necessarily...
I would love to do an event like that. We could...
Do we like having the championship at night? Does that add some aura to it?
Yeah, there's aura.
We'd call it for, but then you can't bring family. I guess you could bring the kids for dinner at like 5 o'clock.
On a Sunday, and we start the event at like 5, and we have semis, and then a match.
It's not getting dark. You're not getting the lights on until...
No.
You're saying...
Start at 5 with semis. Do like an hour break for dinner. We could do a proper championship introduction and a whole thing. I think it could be awesome. People, the problem is, we'd have to cancel our men's basketball for that night, but that's workable. Maybe not even cancel. Maybe we could have it go. It depends. If we have that many teams, all the Bukharians in our league, that's not going to overlap with softball.
Well, maybe Jeff is going to bring it to come down to the Twillery tournament this year.
Yeah, hopefully. Gotta get Jeff involved in softball. He doesn't. Every time he puts the what's it called, the reaction every time. He
did say he was looking to sub if anybody wants. Right. So I'd love to get him in.
That's all. I hope it's to continue growing the Twillery tournament. I think it was a huge hit. We are working on bringing in a lot of talent from all over the place. We want to try to really make it the big thing in the area. A lot of SOIs from Brooklyn are potentially might be interested, which would help out, I think, the competition of it. And we'd love to grow it also. Obviously, fields are everything, and it comes down to how many fields we have. But we'd love to open it up. We had 120 people last year. We'd love to have 220 people. It's a matter of field availability and time. So we're, believe it or not, going to hopefully open up registration and even start talking about it soon. Not registration, but at least open up talks in the next month or two. So
I'd like to have a firm sense of what we're going to do by June 15th. We should know. Okay. All right. Have a good Shabbos, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.